Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Ezinụlọ m bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Mba niile bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Let the living souls praise the Lord. Let everything praise Him. For He's worthy of our praise forever, and His mercy endures forever. In the hard time He provides for His own. In the time of scarcity, He supplies in abundance. When people are crying and they say casting down, the children of God always shout as they lift Him up, because our God is awesome in all His ways, yes. And that is the reason I am saying yes. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. 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 Ezinụlọ m bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Mba niile bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Bilie, bilie, kaija Chineke ma.
Mkpụrụ obi m bilie, kaija Chineke ma. Ndị children of the temple binienu, kaija Chineke ma. Ndị friends of the temple kunienu, kaija Chineke ma. Members of Eze-Ana Restoration Evangelical Mission binienu, kaija Chineke ma. Ndị ihe ọma na-atọ ụtọ binienu, kaija Chineke ma. Ụmụ ọdịnala Igbo kunienu, kaija Chineke ma. Echetara m ihe merenụ n'ọnwa ole ma ole gara aga. Good morning viewers all over the world. Egwu nụrụ kịta bụ egwu si na ngalaba na-afụ gbasara mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo n'Ugochukwu ọdịnala temple a na-akpọ nkwa group. Yes, ọ bụrụ na we have all the rights. Ọ bụrụ na like nya bụ egwu, jee na audio mark the iTunes and rest of them, etu ọnya bụ egwu ma download well. For some of you that are seeing me for the first time, call me Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochukwu Norifite, or you can call me Akajugo. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja n'Ugochukwu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afa miri emi n'ụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na Eze-Ana Restoration Evangelical Mission. Bụrụkwa onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest or Eze-Ana evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu, today's topic is all you need to know about deity. All you need to know about deity. I don't know what you people are calling deity in your area, but those village shrines, yes, that is what we are about to talk about today. So if you pay attention, you will know the genesis of all these installations of these higher entities. But before we go into the lecture proper, important announcement. We are still in the month of February, and our monthly ritual for the month is still ongoing.
you can join us anywhere you are. It's a group sacrifice. This morning, I have gone to the temple to make declarations and rituals upon the lives of those that join us. You can join us anywhere you are all over the world. Distance is never a barrier in all our spiritual activities in the temple. If you are interested in joining us, if all there are 3 prayer requests, we put it in the altar. Now charge and go for it could be throughout for the month for you. On the last day of the month, we visit the waters to offer sacrifices of eatable things, saraka, on behalf of all. Then we go to Apocalypse and the to offer sacrifice for favor on behalf of all. Then we proceed back to the temple to offer sacrifices to entities of powers on behalf of all. Eze-Ana nchụaja gbuo ebule saraka nwanne chụba aja maka na aja karịrị ọgwụ. Ọhịa ji maka ya wee bịa. So what am I saying? If you pay attention today, you will learn a lot. So if you are interested in joining our monthly rituals, what you have to do is make token donation to the account number. Chat me on WhatsApp. I will tell you other details we need from you in order to book you. I won't let you work about family name. Chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837672. I repeat 0805 7837672 or 0813 8243 I repeat 0813 8243 871. Let's now proceed. Like I told you before, today's lecture is all you need to know about deities in Igbo spirituality and in Africa in general. So what am I saying is this. In this planet Earth, we have categories of entities of powers. We have the elemental beings. We have the mystic beings. That is why if you go to in the Bible, you will see the version where the main mention of the 4 living things in the throne, to show you that entities of powers can be of any form and any shape. Because Chukwu Okike has no shape or form. That's why nobody can describe this is how God Almighty looks like. I remember when we are small, going to these Christian churches then, sometimes they will paint a picture of an old man with white beards. They tell us this is God the Father. They will snap another, paint another one, tell us this is God the Son, and the rest of them. Then they will paint a picture of a dove and now say this is the Holy Spirit. And we used to believe those things. The truth of the matter is that Chukwu Okike, the God Almighty, has no shape or form. He can decide to show himself in any way. He can decide to show his powers in any form. Everything that was created here on earth is in him. Because without those things being in him, you will not create them. Because he created everything out of love he have in him. Those things he have in him is what he created. The same way we human beings can actually photocopy what is in us. So what I'm saying is this. Chukwu Okike is the creator of the entire universe and everything therein. So he has no shape or form. He can decide to show his powers using any shape. The truth of the matter is that various altars was built. I want to let you know that those shrines, those deities you are seeing in your villages, they are altar. Even Obi in Igbo language, we normally have a place we call Obi, or wherever the they erect an altar of a sacred beings, and various altars in various families, villages, and towns all over Africa. There are various altars, and those various altars is where they install, starting from the elemental beings to the higher entities, because all the entities of powers are not the same. They have layer by layer, that's categories by categories. There is higher beings, higher entities. So, but all of them are altars, various altars and degrees of altar. Let me give you an example. If you go to villages, you will see small, let me use Kali Church for example. You will see small stations. You will also see the ones they call parishes. If you go up, you will still see the ones they call cathedral. Are you following? All those altars differs. You will not use the altar of the cathedral. Compare ordinarily the altar of a parish. So I just want to use that example, illustration, to explain what I want to tell you. So from time immemorial, there are these various altars in creation. Then those various altars is department by department. Each altar has its own work. That is why in the Bible they will be telling you about 9 choirs of angels. They will tell you the name of the cherubim, the seraphim, the thrones, the angels, the archangels, and the rest of them that are there for different works. The same way, even in Nigeria, let me use Nigeria as an example. Mr. President is in Abuja, but there is other arms of government that are doing various work. You have the military, you have the police, you have the judiciary, you have the minister of this, minister of that. They are all arms of government working for the federal government. So that is how Chukwuokike divided all the forces, and they're all working for the glory of God. So there are various altars, and the shrine or deity in your place is also an altar erected by your forefathers for a reason. I want to tell you that any altar erected in your family or village or town, there must be a reason why your ancestors thought it wise to erect those altars for a purpose. It is the same thing all over the globe. I told you that almost 23 years ago, when I traveled to India, a friend of mine who happens to be working with their central government invited me. When I went there, I followed them to so many. I picked much interest in understanding their way of worship. And when I went there, I discovered that their way of worship is very similar with what we have here in Nigeria, in Africa, in Igbo land. They have gods. Example, they have Lord Shiva and rest of them. They have many. And all those gods they have is for a purpose. They have the one that is giving wisdom, the one that is giving fertility, the one that is giving wealth, and rest of them. There are different gods. The same way we have Amadioha, we have Udo, we have Ugugu, we have Olasi, and rest of them. That's how they have it there. However, I asked him if they recognize the supreme head of Chukwuokike Purimi Henine, the unmovable mover, the creator of the entire universe. He says yes. That, however, they recognize all these gods. That all these gods help interceding their prayers before the Chukwuokike, before the Almighty Father. And he told me that The Almighty Father in their own language is called Bagwan, meaning the Almighty Father, the creator of the entire universe, which we call Chukwu, the biggest of them all. However, in Igbo spirituality and African spirituality, we recognize the fact that we have other gods. Even you, human being that is looking at me now, you are a small god in your own capacity. However, there is other higher beings that is higher than you. Because your chi is higher than you. There is other entities that is higher than you. Your ancestors are even higher than you because they are in the spirit world now. They see some certain things you don't see. So their work is to look after you, their descendants, and other spiritual forces and elements that are also higher than you. And as you are growing spiritually, you will be assigning with many other higher beings. Now, having said this, so those deities are installed for a purpose. And let me tell you how those the deities are installed. Most people will tell you lies in so many ways in order to give Igbo and African spirituality bad name. They will tell you that when they are installing those deities, that they use 7 virgins, they use 7 heads, they use all these things are stories, false stories told by enemies of Igbo tradition. They tell you those stories. These are stories handed over by those people, those fathers that was trained by the missionaries. And they fabricated all these things in order to tell you lies. Let me tell you, if not today that altar has been, a stolen altar has been from time immemorial. Let me give you an example. In the book of Numbers, you see where Chukwuoke asked the Jewish people, the Jewish people, when they face so many challenges, because their neighboring towns used to fight them in order to conquer them and take them into slavery. So on a particular day, they pleaded with Chukwuoke to help them so that they will always defeat their enemies. And I tell them that they should do an ark. They call it Ark of Covenant. It's an altar. That they should do Ark of Covenant so that anytime they are going to war against any neighbors, they should go with that Ark of Covenant. That with the Ark of Covenant, he will be able to disperse his powers. He will be able to radiate his powers using Ark of Covenant as a point of contact. He now told them what and what that will be there. He told them that they will put Ogrisi in that cubicle they will do, the acacia wood. And he now told them that they should make 2 cherubim. Do you know what is cherubim? Cherubim is those 2 angels. The same way we make those carve something in our various shrine. He said that they should do it 2 cherubim and they will face themselves. Meaning Okenamunya. For them to radiating power. He told them the content and also asked them to put the 10 Commandments to remind them of the covenant of Obando he has with them. That they will always keep their own part of the bargain. That he, Chukwuoke Premihene, will keep his own part by protecting them always. After installing that Ark of Covenant, which is an altar, he became so sacred that they appointed the people that is their duty to carry that Ark of Covenant to the war front. Meaning the priests, they are like the priests. The same way we have priests, Akajiofos in various our shrines and deities. It's not everybody, it's not all commerce affair. There is people that are taking care of it. We were told in the Bible, according to that story, like I told you before, why I normally cite Bible, I will use what you know to explain something to you. So now, when at a particular day, we were told that that Ark of Covenant wanted to fall. So a passerby, Uziel, thought that the thing is about to fall, he went to put his hand in order to save the thing from falling. We were told that Uzziah was struck to death because it's your holy hands. Are you following? To show you that that is an altar. Chukwu okike pụrụ ime ihe niile cannot radiate his power direct to we human beings, because no human being can withstand the raw power of Chukwu okike. Once you venture the raw power of Chukwu okike, you melt. Even commons, if you are permitted to see ordinary spirit or lower spirit, elemental spirit, your head will swell. Some will fall sick after encountering the radiation from lower beings. So not to talk about seeing God Almighty. He can't withstand it. You know why? Chukwu is divine, while you is just a human spirit. You are very far from his origin. You are not the same thing. Even Moses, when Moses was talking to in the mountain, he cannot even look up. He cannot even look up. He covered his face that he cannot even withstand the vibration of light. Who are you? You are just mere mortal. You can't withstand the vibration of even higher angel. Talk less of, unless if that being is your entity of power. He really wants you to not to be afraid. You now first of all he said, don't be afraid. I'm your guide. Because he have already switched off his radiation for you to be able to withstand. So he's an altar. So any altar that is holy will always do his work. When the Israelite was living a good life, that altar became active. But when they begin to live a reckless lifestyle, Chukwu abandoned them. That's why they were defeated in war and even took away with their Ark of Covenant to another land, to Babylon, where they serve as slave. So what am I saying? It's an altar. So Chukwu tell them how to build that altar. Remember, let me give you another story again. In the book of Numbers, during the Moses era, we were told that when the Israelite was moving around in the bush, at a point, snakes begin to bite them and they begin to die. And they cried out to Moses. While Moses on his own cried unto Chukwu. Chukwu was here, Moses, I have heard your voice and your cry. Go. Because Chukwu, like I told you before, Chukwu cannot radiate his power direct. His power is so raw that he will melt human being. He said, Moses, go and mold snake. Install it. Hang it up so that people will be seeing it with their eyes. That whoever that believe in him, Chukwu, and look up to this snake in conviction and in obedience, that whatever bite them, they will be healed. And it happened like that. So that does not mean that they are worshiping snake. But Chukwu want to use snake, molded snake, as an image to radiate his power. The same way Chukwu uses the Ark of Covenant as an altar to radiate the power. Because immediately Moses molded that snake, hung it up. It become automatically altar. Because Chukwu's power cannot be radiated directly to human, because we will melt. We can't withstand the radiation. So he will like to use that altar as a point of contact. That altar on its own will be able to absorb his powers and make that power as low as we human beings can withstand. Are you following? That is how it is. Chukwu power is so raw that if the power goes to human being direct, we will melt. So he would like to use an altar where he will use as a stop. Then why the altar will now give us the only power we need. I don't want to start citing so many examples, but I can tell you that there is various altars built in the past Like most of you understand my teaching. Why I normally like to cite examples is if you forget what I said, remember my examples. Let me give you another example. I normally like to be practical in all my teachings because I want you to understand it very well. Let me give you an example. I know most all of you normally see this thing I want to say now. You know that gigantic pole of NEPA? Yes, power distributing companies. You will always see inside forest, inside bush, while traveling. It's very might. Inside bushes, you will be seeing it. You come across states. From one state to another, you will be seeing it from Kaijidan to various states. You see that the NEPA power, and they call it power source. I know you know it. That gigantic pole you are seeing, iron you are seeing inside bush that come across the whole Nigeria is called power source. There is power, raw power that is there. That no living thing will dare near that particular power source. The thing will dry. There is power there. But you cannot go there and tap power. You will die, melt immediately. Nobody will even see you. It carries that power. That power is so harmful to we human beings. No living thing will withstand that power. So that power will flow from that side to NEPA substation, where that power will enter into gigantic machine engine. It will melt, it will bring that power down and transmit that power to what we call high tension. Do you know what the one is that called high tension? The one is called high tension is like this one you see like 11 kVA, also 33 kVA. That one that is 3 that pass in front of your house or street or on a street or road. That one that is 3 that is up is called high tension. It dare not even touch that one. Are you following? Yes. That one light for that particular one, that one that is 3 that can cross some states. That one will still follow and go to any nearest power station, NEPA power station again, and enter into big machine. That big machine will still step it down to now go to what is called transformer. Those transformer that is in your house, you go and enter that transformer. Transformer will transform the power again, step the power down. Then the power will now join that one that is 4. You know that one that is 4 that passes in front of your compound. You now step it down to that one that is 4. That one that is 4 is the one that is passing, because that one that is 4, you will bring the power light down to 220 volts. So that one pass your street, your house, you can tap from that one. That one have been diluted to the level of the current electrical appliances you are using at home. That by so doing, your electrical appliances will not spoil. But if you ever touch that high power source or high tension, you will damage everything you have in your house. So that is Chukwuoke for you. So Chukwuoke normally radiates his power using an altar that will radiate the power so that human being will be able to absorb it. So the same thing. That is why Chukwuoke have all these entities of powers, the 9 choirs of angels, in whom he radiates his powers to us, we human beings. So those deity you are seeing is an entity of powers. Let me use an example. Those 9 choirs of angels, as you know, when we were in church, is 9 departments of angels doing various work. We were told that Archangel Michael is in charge, the leader of the archangels, those angels that their work is to go to war. The same way, that is the same way Amadioha in the Igbo language is the angel in charge of war. We have the other angels, like if he's in church, they say Gabriel is in charge of going and to give good messages of maybe you are about to conceive, these are good messages. The same way we have Ogugu that is in charge of giving fruit of the womb to people. Are you following? So the same way, but their own, they name their own with white man name. While traditionally, Igbos will have their own name it in traditional way. The same way your own language have their own, but all of them mean the same thing. It's just language difference. So what I'm telling you is that deity in your village is an entity of power in the spiritual realm that was called upon by your ancestors to dwell in the midst of people, so that he will be in the midst of people doing good work and protecting people, doing one particular work for the people. That's why if you go to various towns, they have various deities doing various works. The same way in the church people will call angel, the same way they call archangel, so each deities in their various villages has particular work assigned to it. However, they are all spirits, but there is some particular work that make this one unique. All of them can do spiritual things, but there is particular work that is totally assigned to this particular. This one does better, and the other one will not do. Are you following? So what I'm telling you is that it's our ancestors that come together. Those, if it's in our village now, our village deity, they will have particular clan, particular village families that can only be the high priest, can only be the priest to the deity. Those families that can only be the priest of that deity, it means that they are the families of the forefathers that install it. So after installing, what they did is that they came together for a purpose and called upon the entity of power, and they played with Chukwuoke that this entity of power, they want to anchor that entity of power altar in their midst to be doing one work or the other in order to enjoy their village. That particular deity has a purpose. Like my own, the one in my village was installed when we normally have invaders that normally come to our villages to drive us so that they will occupy our place. You know, olden days, there is nothing like police, there is nothing like court. It's just survival of the fittest. The strongest person drove other people and occupy. Even the land you people are living today might be the fact that you people, your forefathers drove somebody, other people that are living there and resettled there. Are you following? So I can tell you, that's one of the reasons why those deities was installed, to ensure that there will be peace and harmony in the community. The same way in the modern world now, government will from time to time build police station in their community to make sure that there is peace in the community. So those deities are like police of the yesteryears. Their work there on the yesterdays is to make sure there is peace in the community, that nobody take what is not his or hers. So that is it. So calling upon the entities of powers, using the right word. Our ancestors did that, and they seal it, and they have agreement that we'll be giving you this, you'll be doing this for us. That is how those deities was installed, and they name what they don't want you people to be doing and what they want you people to be doing, in order for the deity to be doing his own and you people will be doing their own. That is agreement was reached. So why are you people finding it difficult to believe that those ROC was installed, those deities was installed using the word of mouth and other good things that are attracted? You know, if you want to, every ROC deity that was installed is for a purpose, and based on the item you will use to draw it, depend on what you want it to be doing. Example, the items you use to install a deity that is in charge of maybe god of iron, you go and look for cutlass, something that has to do with metal and iron, to install it. So if you want to install deity that is to be driving witches and wizards, you have to go and bring queen and all those things that have the capacity to draw negative vibration away, that to scare them away and push them away. You have to bring those items together so that you will use it as a point of contact to draw the spirit that is in charge of doing such work. That is how it is. You can say the Catholics, let me use Catholics as an example. They believe that their Jesus is the bread of life. So when they want to install their Jesus in their midst, they will tell the Reverend sisters to go and make flour. Flour. This Holy Communion, you see, is just flour. But they did not add yeast. That is why it did not rise like bread. If not, it's flour. Then they will use the same bread, since they tell you that Jesus, their God is bread of life. So they will use that bread to draw their Chukwu, their God, their Jesus, into that bread, because they believe in the bread of life, so that their members will eat it. After eating some, they will carry the remaining ones, go to making some pronouncement by their priest, their father. They believe that by making that pronouncement by their Reverend Father, that their Jesus have entered into that bread, and now that bread is in their Jesus and Jesus is in their bread. They will be genuflecting with it before it. The Reverend Father will carry it, go put in monstrance or put in chapel, and people will go there to pray. So how do you accepted that your Reverend Father has the power to call whom you people say is God to that bread, and you people will go in there to pray? Why are you now finding it difficult to believe that our ancestors called angels, not even Chukwu? Which one is more difficult? But in spirituality, people will be doubting it. Our ancestors use word of mouth to install an entity, an angel, an Amadioha, to be in our midst, to be protecting us, fighting our battles, and you are doubting it. Now you want to, in order to give him a African traditional religion bad name, you now formulated that they use 10 human head. Who does that? You people are just trying to give Igbo spirituality and African spirituality bad name. That's why you always say they are. Can you swear that you are there when that 7 human head was buried? You are not there. All these are stories of those catechists, those white men that bring religion in order to put fear on children. Otherwise, they begin to fabricate some certain things, be telling them, don't go there, oh, that place is Deity, oh, they bury human being there, they keep us in there, oh, just fear. I can tell you, if you have the power, what you just need is just bring virgin stones. Go to mountain, bring those stones that broke on their own away from their own, on the big rock. Bring it, keep it, bring 4 of them. If you have the power, make pronouncement that today you want to install altar. You make installation altar. If you have the power, begin to offer sacrifice in that particular stone. Spirit will come and live there, and they become deity. Don't you know? What I can tell you that if what you don't have power to do, the other people have power to do it. So what I can tell you that people can install altars without killing anything. I have deities in my temple, and no human being was used. Even you that you're looking at me now, if you want to bring deity into your house, go to your maternal deity, or even paternal deity, make the Akaji offer there, the chief priest there. Tell him that you want to take this maternal deity to your family. Yes, maybe you're a spiritualist. He will tell you what and what to bring. Once you bring those things, what you need to do is just to take something, even ordinary sand, from that altar and put in whatever you come with. Once you take it to your house, you tell them welcome and begin to offer sacrifice there. The spirit will enter there. So don't allow anybody to be telling you they killed 21 virgin, they wouldn't do and all these things is allegorical stories. These church people conjoin to level against Igbo, African spirituality, so that people will not be interested. I can tell you that if you are a very high person in spiritual matters, you understand that if you begin to stay in this particular place, begin to make your rituals on daily basis, Just with just matter of time, you will be attracting spirit there. So don't allow anybody to keep saying that all those shrine they use 21 head to. Not true. It's not true. Once you are even strong, once you are even a holy person, you see those sacred trees, and they begin to pray there, offer sacrifice there. You activate the spirit therein, and you begin to walk. So nobody should tell you that if for any reason, any person out of his own ignorance go anywhere to kill human being in order to install whatever altar, the person need to go to jail, because what he's doing is dastardly act and nobody sent him. He's just doing what he don't know. What is committed there is abomination. And we, the descendant of Uri, that knows how to do this negative energy cleansing, the person should face a wall. But what the person committed there is dastardly act. He committed abomination. Nobody sent him. So whatever he committed, let him bear the consequence. Not Igbo spirituality that I sent you to go and kill anybody. African spirituality forbids splitting of blood. Deity, we call it alose, alokose. What is stop alo abomination cannot ask you to do abomination. So there is no way we use human. Anybody, any priest that say you use human head to install whatever did that out of his own ignorance, and he should face the consequence. He don't need to do any human sacrifice there for the altar to begin to work. No. As long as you, the priest, are a man of noble heart, you don't put your hand in anything evil. You have noble intention, noble vision. Whatever you pray in that your altar will be effective. So know it today that those your village shrine or deities are very active, and the wish of our forefathers is to install the forces of nature in their midst for peace to reign. However, it is possible that in one or two communities you can still see an evil person that may rise tomorrow as the priest there and begin to do his own wish of committing dastardly act there. That one is his own cup of tea, and he should hold the person responsible, not the people that install the altar from the origin. So what I'm saying is that if there is any priest that did the wrong thing, hold that person accountable. Not because of that particular thing the person committed. He now give African spirituality all of them bad name. No. Let me stop here. If you have any question in today's lecture or you want us to do the consultation for you, chat me on WhatsApp 0805 7837672. I repeat 0805 7837672. See you tomorrow. No Gawan Kezoku. May the blessing of Chukwu Okepre be with you. May you be favored. May you be protected. May all your effort be blessed. See you tomorrow. No Gawan Kezoku. Wabu no nwe broje juwe chwaja. Emesha no ye pome. Emesian.